Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show. I am your host, Luci McMonagle. Women are recreating the rules for business, leadership, money, and are changing the world by using her intuition. Each week, join me for empowering messages and interviews that will inspire, motivate, and transform you. Very special shout out to Gordon Weary for creating the music for this intro. You can find him on Facebook under Gordon Weary, that's W-E-R-Y, or you can email him at gordon.weary@gmail.com. Now, let's get started. Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and we have an incredible guest that is back after being on the Wealthy Wednesday show last year in December of 2015. So Whitney Freya is one of my all-time favorite ladies, and I am so grateful that we were able to get her back onto the Wealthy Wednesday show so that you can kick off 2017 with an incredible blast. Whitney Freya is a published author. She's an artist, she's an entrepreneur, and she's a creative muse. And she ignites women entrepreneurs' muse so that they can tap into their soul purpose, their genius, their incredible abundance, and she helps you have breakthroughs using her phenomenal techniques. She has a unique approach, which is really going to help empower you. So let's welcome Whitney to the Wealthy Wednesday show. Welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show, Whitney.
Hi, Luci. How are you today?
Oh, I am so fabulously excited, and I am so grateful that you are really going to help the women entrepreneurs that are listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show to tap into their essence, as I call it. You might call it something different, but since I have been utilizing your techniques since we talked last year on the Wealthy Wednesday show, my business has exploded. I have been able to have greater epiphanies and ahas, and I'm really excited that you can empower women now. And you mentioned that your life is the canvas of the soul.
Yes.
And you work with a lot of creative women entrepreneurs, or entrepreneurs that might not even consider themselves creative, but then they find out they really are.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one thing I can guarantee you. If you are a woman entrepreneur, or you're feeling that pull, right? You're really being called to share a gift that you have with the world in a new and unique way, that you are absolutely here as a pioneer. You are, one of the rainbow warriors that have gathered right now in 2017 to help humanity look at world and life from a different perspective. Right? We know we have so much change we want to create in the world. And so if we get too stuck in our left brain thinking that can only look backwards and look at the way things have been done up until now, that is fear-based and that is logical and linear, we're not going to be able to get to these new visions of what life can be on this planet. Right? And as women, we are uniquely designed and wired to open more easily to the change and to doing things differently. And I really think that's why women entrepreneurs are really the pioneers leading the way. When the Dalai Lama said the world will be saved by the Western woman, it's the Western woman entrepreneurs, because we have such a unique opportunity right now to do things differently, to express ourselves and share our energy with the world. And however you're being called to do that, I'm here to tell you it is powerful medicine. And so anything I can do to help you, create your business on a multidimensional level, that's what I am excited to share today.
Wow. And it's so incredibly true. There are so many more women entering the entrepreneurship than ever before. And we're even outnumbering the amount of men who are entering in the entrepreneurships. According to some studies, can't really justify that fully, but we are so called to create this incredible change. We're so called to bring our gifts out into the world, but then we get stuck. Sometimes we look at how business was in the past. It was competition. It was fierce. It was very uncooperative. And now as we are gathering together, as we are holding one another's hands in a sisterhood or in a tribe, we are truly starting to make magnificent imprints on the world. And you help women who are stuck in believing the old ways, the competition, the us against them kind of attitudes, and we're transmuting that to cooperation. We're transmuting that into the ability to work together in unison.
Yes. Yes. Here's what I'm more convicted about than ever. And considering that I was here with you about a year ago, I can say this. It would be interesting to look back at the last interview. But the opportunity we have right now in a very basic, from a very basic perspective, is to shift our whole planetary experience from one that is fear-based to one that is love-based.
Yes.
And that can sound kind of idealistic, but like, how crazy is it to hold on to the fear-based reality, right? And the traditional corporate, business paradigm is fear-based. It's competitive. It's us versus them. And we all know that, collaboration and service is the key to the new paradigm business success. And so whenever you're feeling stuck, whenever you're feeling that, like, I just want to toss in the towel, right? Which we all feel, right? That is simply that you're in your fear-based mindset, which you could also think of as left brain thinking. That's really the perspective, the lens that I want everyone to look at things through to begin with, is this left brain, right brain, just because it simplifies it, And so when we're feeling stuck, it's because we're tapped into our left brain. We're looking at where we are right now. We're comparing it to where we've been. We're looking at things from a place of scarcity and lack and criticism and judgment. And based on that perspective, it doesn't feel good, right? And so the simple call is simply to get into your right brain, right? So again, feeling icky, left brain. It's not that the left brain is bad. It's just that those feelings are coming up to guide you into something new. And anytime the MRIs, the neuroscientists have shown that anytime you learn anything new, it's the right brain that lights up. So if you're wanting change in your business, you need to make more money by the end of the month. You want to connect to your clients in a different way. And you're feeling less than because that's not happening right now. It's a simple shift to right brain thinking that's going to call in the new insight or the ahas like you were referring to, that will give you the tools you need to get to where you want to be. So shifting from left to right, shifting from fear to love, shifting from logical to intuitive, that's all we need to do, right? So we can simplify it, just bring it down, because life can get really complicated, right?
Yes.
In business and entrepreneurship, we're juggling a lot. And so just to, bring yourself to your center and say, okay, my left brain or my right brain? If I'm wanting anything new, I want the right brain. And then once you come up with that aha, that new idea, then you call in the left brain and give it its marching orders, because it's going to need a sales page and it's going to need a new product link and, a marketing campaign and all that kind of thing. So the left brain is there to serve the right. We're meant to receive the insight and the aha, and then let our left brain, kind of our inner VA, get to work to make it happen.
Wow. And you mentioned that when we tap into our intuition, which is the right brain, then we're able to have the ahas. But for some of the entrepreneurs, some of the women right now, they might be stuck. They might be really excited. It's 2017. It's a new beginning. Maybe they've been looking at 2016. And 2016 has been a really rough year for a lot of women and a lot of people on all of the countries that we're serving for the Wealthy Wednesday. So can you give us some tips on how do you go from the left brain, if you're so used to thinking about that and focusing on that and thinking you can figure it out that way, into the right brain? How do you tap into that intuition?
Absolutely. Well, it's really simple. So your left brain communicates to you through the written and spoken language, right? It's facts and figures. That's the language of the left brain. So even speaking, writing, that triggers and stimulates left brain. Okay? So to get into your right brain, you want to detach from the typical way of communicating, from the spoken word and the written word. Again, it's not that those things are bad, but if you want to call in something new, we want to communicate to that right brain. The right brain does not speak the same language as the left, right? Your intuitive mind does not communicate in the same way as your logical mind. So the first thing that I want you all to do is I want you to look around your space wherever you are, and I want you to notice what image or symbol attracts your eye. Okay, so for a lot of us, you know, we have quotes around with the photos in the background. You know, you have your jars or vases or your coffee mug or things around you that have a color or a pattern or an animal or a shape. Right? So I want you to look around and understand that when your eye is attracted to something, right? So you're scanning your surroundings and your eye just keeps going back to this particular object, okay? So that is a way that your right brain speaks to you through images and symbols and colors. Now, notice this doesn't sound logical, right? Like your logical mind's like, okay, yeah, right, I'm going to look around and see what jumps out at me. Mm-hmm. It's not supposed to. That's the logical brain. We're trying to access this intuitive mind. And when you do this on a regular basis, when you're out and about, you know, and you're shopping, you're online, you're looking through a magazine, when you start noticing what's attracting your eye, you can learn to open up to this language. It's the language of your soul. And what you're going to do is you're going to receive a symbol, or what I call a yantra, which is like a visual mantra. So instead of using words, we're using symbols, right? And when your eye is attracted to something, what's going on is your brain is literally firing, you know, these neurotransmitters saying, look at this, right? We process so much of our world visually. So when something looks attractive to you, when you start noticing something more than once, there's absolutely a message for you. And you can look up, you know, what does an owl symbolize? What does a feather symbolize? You know, what does a boat symbolize? And get insight into whatever it is you're asking for. So for example, I have a symbol, at least one, for every year. Okay, I started doing this in 2014 because these yantras really serve kind of as a meditative tool. Okay, so my symbol for 2017 is the feather. Okay, so I was seeing feathers, finding feathers on the ground. I painted a feather painting. I got really excited about it. I have feathers in my hair right now because I had a friend coming to visit and I was just kind of inspired to order feathers for our hair. And then I realized, talking to another friend, when I was telling her about the ancient Egyptian story of the goddess Mot, who would weigh your heart against a feather to see if you could pass into the afterlife. And I'm like, the feather is all about a lightness of being. And I realized that I'd been getting bombarded with feathers everywhere, right? And so now in 2017, if I'm feeling stuck or frustrated or hopeless or, you know, any of those feelings, I'm going to choose to bring my yantra, my feather symbol, into my mind. Whether I close my eyes or not, it's like, okay, the feather, what does the feather have to teach me? What am I allowing to weigh me down? What is making me heavy, right? And how can I rise above it? So for example, I happen to have my feather bookmark that I just painted right here.
Wow. That's
right?
Beautiful.
So you just like literally keep these symbols around you, and they're like vitamins. They're like energetic vitamins. And the whole universe wants to support you as a women entrepreneur. You know, you didn't get into business because you didn't want to love your world more, because you didn't want to share your gifts more. You showed up as a woman entrepreneur because whatever you were doing before either wasn't enough or wasn't you, or was keeping you too small, or didn't have enough purpose, right? So there's just so much more coming to us all the time. So just tuning in visually to your surroundings and following that energy, the resonance, Maybe it's a color, like the color you're wearing right now, this indigo blue is the color of the third eye. That's the color that you can imagine and that will boost your intuition.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a language, again, this is a language that you can learn. In my Vision Quest program, it's 4 months long, and the whole 4 months we're engaging in this, symbolic realm, this energetic landscape of vibration and symbolism, because the more we immerse ourselves in it and tune into it, just like learning anything, the better we get, right? So this is a really fascinating tool to use, and for your business, it can attract the exact ideas. So how in my business am I trying to help people live with a new lightness of being, right? That's everything that I'm trying to do. Yes. So this is going to help me kind of come back to that core, my North Star, which is, of course, completely aligned with life as the canvas of your soul. It's about rising above, the details to see the bigger picture so that we can continue to move forward, right? When we get stuck, we're in that dense, mucky energy of struggle and obstacles. So when we rise above, we leave all that behind.
Yes.
Right? And we can see things more clearly.
Wow. Can you, you just showed us a picture of the feather that you painted. Can you describe your personal painting practice as it can support the women entrepreneurs on here and their businesses?
Absolutely. So I brought this canvas into the background right here because this is an example of a first layer. So when I start a painting, I'm just like doodling and spilling paint and dripping. And so the canvas is a powerful medium for your personal painting practice. Okay. And the more that makes you feel uncomfortable, the more you're like, oh, Whitney, I can't even draw a straight line, the more powerful it's going to be for you, right? Wow. Because when you do something that triggers that fear of failure, that fear of not being good enough or making a mistake, and you make friends, make love to that fear, right? That's going to transform everything. Yes. So you can also do it in an art journal. Like this is my art journal that I painted with my symbols from last year, which was the chalice and the elephant.
Oh, wow, beautiful.
So the chalice reminded me to fill myself up. Mm-hmm. Right? Like whenever I'm feeling low, I would meditate. I mean, it got me to my meditation cushion a lot more in 2016, and we all needed that, right? Yes. So, and so this is a place where I use collage and painting. There's a big Ganesha, right? I needed that one. Ganesha is all abundance and breaking through obstacles. Here's a dream collage, right? Wow. Here are the scribble drawings. So here's an elephant scribble drawing. So I might have been, working on a marketing campaign and feeling low energy. And you can see this kind of scribbly line. I close my eyes and scribble really quickly and then just see what I see. What does it make me think of? And I saw the elephant. So the elephant helped shift my perspective and my thought process in that moment, right? To rise above whatever was getting me stuck so that I could take steps forward. So the art journal is another great place to go to develop a personal painting practice or a personal creative practice. And of course, you all are getting my free gift, which is the 21-day painting meditation, which is about just doodling and playing with watercolor. Yes. In order to raise your vibration, get that higher perspective, call in your intuition, call in your soul as your CEO, right? To inform your business for today.
Wow, I like that. Now you're going to be giving away the free 21-day painting meditation with the watercolors. And you were going through your journal, and a lot of people, they know how to make collages and stuff, but can you explain a little bit more about the scribble draw? And I believe, if I remember correctly, you can actually do that within 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what we're going to do, if any of you have a piece of paper handy, so I have just a little book that I keep when I'm doing interviews and calls and things, and grab a pen anything you have. This one is kind of running out. And a soul scribble is simply, the intention is to call in or tune in to a different frequency, right? Get insight or an answer from a part of you that is not what you're tapping into right now, right? So if you're feeling stuck, you are not getting the information you need. So we want to change the way we're thinking and go in the back door, right, to get new insight. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper and your pen, put it on the paper, and close your eyes and just scribble for just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so now you're going to look at it. Now watch your left brain think, oh, see, I'm so bad at this, I can't even see anything in my scribble, right? And whenever I do these demonstrations live, there's a part of me that's like, okay, I'm not going to see anything in this one. And, that's good, right? So you just want to keep turning it around and ask yourself, what does this make me think of?
Okay.
Right? So some of you, if you haven't had a chance to do this and you're watching the video, just look at my soul scribble, my scribble here. Maybe Lucy, you can hold up yours as well. Okay, so what do you see? Funny, we both have these very pronounced circles in our soul scribbles, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm seeing this figure 8, right, which is the infinity sign. But the first thing I saw were these 2 circles. So they could be 2 hemispheres of the brain. The 2 is a powerful symbol for non-duality, which non-duality is where we're not trying to avoid or reject any part of our life experience. So for example, in business, you might have just had, maybe you had your lowest month ever, or you're feeling, financially, you're feeling a little depleted, right? What are all the ways that is here to inform you? Right? So instead of like, oh, I suck, I'm bad at this, the world doesn't need me, because I didn't make as much money this month. What is that actually trying to show you? Is it trying to guide you in a different direction? Maybe there's a new product or service or offering that you're meant to bring to the world that the universe knows you're not going to have time to do it if you're still churning away at these other things, right? Like, we're in a rapidly changing world, and I have to do this over and over again myself, because the dialogue changes. What we need energetically changes. What we need creatively changes. So it's making me think of that. So how can I look at the flip side of this coin, so to speak, right? Maybe what I'm looking at as the problem is actually the answer.
Exactly.
Okay.
And for all of the individuals who are listening to the podcast of this, please go to YouTube, look up Wealthy Wednesday and Whitney Freya, and you will be able to actually see the pictures that Whitney has drawn in the pictures in the background.
Right. So, and if you are just listening, just understand that what I saw were these 2 kind of mirror circles. And, I closed my eyes and just kind of scribbled. So it's kind of interesting how equal they are, right? And so that led to this whole train of thought around, the flip side of the coin. And, there's a powerful quote, what's in the way is the way, right? That's right brain thinking. Left brain, what's in the way is a problem and we need to blast through it. Right brain thinking's like, everything's here to love us. Everything has value. So how is this challenge here to inform me, show me a different path, a new door that I hadn't been looking for, right?
Right. Wow. That is so powerful. And really looking at how is this thing that the left brain looks at it as you're stuck. The right brain looks at it, oh, this is an opportunity. What else am I missing? And because am I so focused on just one thing on my left side, my left brain, that I can't see that, oh, maybe there's a new product. Maybe my energy has changed. Maybe my new tribe is coming in. Maybe the people I've been serving are evolving and they need a leader that's going to help them evolve.
Right.
So I love that.
Here's the next step with all of this, because you guys, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years now, right? And I've had the bricks and mortar, I've had restaurants, I was married to someone that brought in the income, so I didn't have to worry about that. And then I got divorced, and then I have to support myself, right? So I've gone through a lot of these changes, and there's been a lot of, those deep valleys, you know, and then the mountaintop experiences. And what I know looking back is that truly everything is here to serve you, right? So the left brain wants to judge. And the truth is that everything is here to serve you. And I guarantee that that judgment, the tendency to look at something as bad or negative, is keeping you from your next breakthrough. And so here's how you can test it, right? So say I just saw this, you know, two shapes, right, which led to the flip side of the coin, or, you know, kind of the yin and yang of a situation. What's in the way is the way. So then what you do next when you have that kind of insight is you ask in the next 24 or 48 hours, you ask for clues. Okay. So if I'm meant to look at something differently from a different angle, send me a clue in the next 24 to 48 hours. The biggest part of my business that I both love energetically from a personal standpoint as well as a financial standpoint is my Creatively Fit coaching training. And that came about because of a random email from Nigeria. A woman, you know, this long, passionate email about helping women in Nigeria, and she asked if I had an African branch. And I'm like, I don't even have a twig, you know, like it's just me. Like I don't have anything anywhere. And because of the energy in that email, I knew to wait. I said, I'm going to wait 24 hours and see what comes up. Within 24 hours, 2 people randomly mentioned Nigeria to me. So I knew that that email was significant. And because of that, right brain thinking, right, intuitive thinking, I had a conversation with her. I ended up creating Project Nigeria and recruiting 13 other women to join and be part of the village. And at the end, they all became Creatively Fit coaches. I put it very quietly on my website because I still have no certifications in anything, right? And I'm like, my left brain's like, who are you to certify anyone to do anything, right? My right brain's like, just put it out there. If it's meant to be, it will show you. And I had 18 women sign up in January of 2011. Wow. And I've been doing it ever since. We have over 190, mostly women, on our private Facebook group all over the world.
Wow.
Right? So you don't know where your next big breakthrough is going to come from. And I guarantee you, it's not going to be logical. Inherently, a breakthrough cannot be logical. So if we're only dialing into that logical left brain mind, we're simply, not only are you going to miss out on money, which you will, but you'll miss out on like your heart and your passion and your true calling in your business. And the world right now needs all of you. Like we need you bringing all your magic, because we need a lot of magic, right? We need a lot of openness to change. Right now. Yeah. So please learn to access this intuitive side of you. Understand that it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel scary. That our old story around creativity is that some people are born with it and some people aren't. I guarantee you, we are only here to live as creators. The only reason we exist is to create in this lifetime. And the journey of growing up in a Western world that said if you can't make money being creative, don't bother, was there so that we could remember now that we're infinitely creative. All the visualization techniques that are being taught, the meditation, quantum physics that says you can remember your future. How about you learn to imagine into the highest path for your business and then take steps in that direction confidently, because you understand that if you can imagine it, it's just as real as the reality you're experiencing right now. Like, let's learn that, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that is really one of the most powerful things that any woman or any entrepreneur, for that matter, can actually do is if you can imagine the highest scope of your business, then you will take steps towards that. And I've been doing that for the last several years is I started out with this vision, and the vision was not logical, didn't make any sense to me. I had no clue how I was going to get from here to there. I didn't even know how I was going to reach 100,000 women. I didn't know how I was going to reach 200,000, 300,000. And I just started taking one step at a time. And the clues eventually led me to a coach who helped me start my first podcast, which eventually became an ETV show. And now I speak all over the United States, and I already have offers of speaking outside of the United States for 2017. But it was just that one little tiny vision, that little spark, and following that.
Absolutely. And thank you for doing so, right? Everyone listening, like, how grateful are we that Luci did that and followed that? So yeah, I can't encourage you enough who are listening to honor the intuitive side of you and to understand that it can be developed and that you have so much guidance and wisdom being offered to you from an illogical perspective. And I would love to teach you how to do that. Really, Vision Quest, if you go to whitneyfreya.com and, share your email so you get my newsletters, you'll get information about Vision Quest. It is a prerequisite now to become a creatively fit coach. It is where you will learn how to receive guidance and how to move forward powerfully as a creator or a creatress in your business. And it's easy entry. It's not expensive. It's absolutely the best way I can serve and love the planet right now is to get as many people vision questing as possible. So we remember, right? We've always vision quested as a human race. We've always done things outside of our normal to receive guidance from the illogical part of us, right? That's why we've always vision quested, to take back our power, to remember more of who we truly are. We're operating in our present moment from so much baggage and so much programming that is no longer serving you. That's all.
So for 2017, the very first step that they can do is they can tap into your 21-day painting meditation, which is at whitneyfreya.com /21. Then there's a dash in between each of the words, 21-day painting meditation. And just in case you're not sure how to spell Whitney, it's Whitney, and her last name is Freya. So whitneyfreya.com. You can go there. You can sign up for her newsletter. She'll tell you about the vision quest that she has coming up. And then she can also have you sign up for accessing your true intuition by doing the 21-day painting meditation challenge.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that's the way this works, right? Is the 21-day painting meditation is your free invitation to open up to and explore. So go and test it and see what happens when you start doodling and spilling color each morning, and see what shifts. And if you feel more energy and you feel more power, then you realize, okay, I'm meant to do this. Like, I'm meant to go deeper. And then if that calls you, then the next step is Vision Quest. So you get to decide and just receive your own guidance in that regards. And I just am honored, Luci, for you to have me again to share this. And especially right now, there's so much potential. 2017 is the beginning of a new 9-year cycle.
Yes, it is.
So what this means as entrepreneurs is that whatever projects, you may have some projects that you kind of wished had gotten going maybe in 2016 or 2015. The reason it didn't take off is because it was waiting for right now. It was waiting for the beginning of a cycle, because things are going to be able to grow so much more abundantly when they start at the beginning. So what you start, intentions, energetically, message-wise, product, programs, whatever you start in 2017 has an opportunity to grow and expand over the next 9 years. So this is really, 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 really not only a significant and important time, but literally all the energies around us are wanting to grow what we start. So we want to be intentional about it, right? We want to look at it from a perspective of love, because ultimately everything, the law of the universe is love. We've just been sidetracked. So whatever you love, whatever turns you on, whatever gets you fired up, that's what you're meant to do more of starting right now. And then you allow this 9-year cycle, the beginning energy, to help you expand it. That's what's being offered to you right now.
And this is such a powerful, powerful first beginning for 2017. And that's why I reached out to you personally, and I wanted to have you kick off the new year for us. And even if you're listening to this well after the January of 2017, well after all of these things, WhitneyFreya.com, and Whitney will still be there. She still will have phenomenal ideas for you. She will really help you tap into your creative self, your creatress self, so that you can get those divine downloads, those illogical but divinely ordered epiphanies, so that you can grow your business, you can grow your life, you can grow whatever you're looking for growing. So Whitney, I am so grateful you are helping the Wealthy Wednesday show kick off 2017. I really, really appreciate you being on here. Is there any last words that you would like to leave our audience before we sign off?
Well, all I want to say is, again, to really honor you as a woman entrepreneur at whatever stage that you're at, because I know you're inspired and motivated by your heart and by serving and helping others. I know that's why you became an entrepreneur in the first place, right? So thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your heart with the world. And absolutely, if I can help you bring more of your colors to the canvas of our global family, I would be honored to support you in any way. I'm super accessible. You can contact me from the website, send me an email and just share where you are. And I'd be happy to set up a free, 15-minute coaching call and just listen and just share with you my insight. Because I know that you're here as powerful medicine to the world. The Rainbow Warrior Prophecy is a prophecy that the Native Americans across the continent of North America, with no communication between them, all foresaw a generation of people, and it was a generation of cross-culture, that's what the rainbow referred to, that would be born at a certain time to dream into reality a new earth.
Yes.
So when I read that, and my whole life is the canvas of your soul, I'm like, I am helping to activate Rainbow Warriors, reminding you this is why you're here. I know this is why you're here. So thank you for sharing your heart with all of us.
Absolutely. And I would like to give a special thanks to my women entrepreneurs who are bringing out their creativity, bringing out their love. I would love it if you would go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Wealthy Wednesday Show. Leave us your comments. Let us know what you would like to have as a next topic, and really like our page. I would also like to give a special shout out to Gordon Weary, who has custom made the music that is the intro and the exit as of 2017 for the Wealthy Wednesday show. And I want to thank all of the individuals that has helped make this a success. So until next time, abundant blessings. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and I would love to keep in touch with you by giving you a very special gift that will help you move your business and your life forward. You can access this special gift I am giving to you at my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcMonagle.com for keeping in touch with me and getting access to a gift that will help you move your business and life forward. Until next time, abundant blessings.